Evening, wonderful people of YouTube. Has anyone else noticed that Facebook's down? I think the whole world's falling apart right now. Welcome to the 40k show. Welcome to our weekly Monday night stream, 21:30 every Monday on the YouTubes. These are the shows that we keep live on YouTube. I say live, we keep them on YouTube after they finished, so you guys can watch them afterwards or catch up with them if you don't get it all, or whatever you want to do. And this is an interesting one. If you are going to watch this after the fact, if you're not watching this live on YouTube on Monday night 21:30, first of all, you missed out. It sucks for you. But still feel free to comment below. This, I'm hoping, is going to be quite an interactive episode tonight because we're looking at or talking about the kind of the current state of the game, 9th edition, what it's like at the moment, but more importantly, what we would like to see in the next edition. Now, I think most people probably would accept the fact that they're probably already looking at 10th. I have to add a caveat in here as a playtester. This isn't speculation based on any knowledge whatsoever. This is simply a topic for tonight's tonight's show. And that is that what would you like, what would I like, what would we all like to see in 10th edition? This has no bearing on the future edition at all. I have no idea if they are looking at it yet. I'd imagine they are. I'd guess they are. Maybe not. I mean, 9th is a year and a half old. I don't know typically what the distance is between gaming editions. I don't know how many years they tend to sort of have between the two. But you have to think that they will be looking at a whole edition quite far in advance. So there's been a lot of chat lately. People like Winters have put videos up on YouTube and have said things like, I would like to see this and I would like to see that, and I think they should do this and I think they should do that, and they should improve their accessibility back for 10th edition like they did in 8th. And some people have said bring back blast templates, and some people have said bring back universal special rules and all that kind of stuff. And I think that we sort of had a discussion. We had a bit of a discussion on the DZ day. So this last Saturday, Saturday the 2nd of October, I went up to Belper to the guys at Tabletop Events, ran by James from March of War and Ed, who runs Tabletop Events, for the DZ day. If you don't know what DZ days are, basically the first Saturday of every month at Belper at Tabletop Events, the whole hall's booked out for DZ TV subscribers, and it's just there for people to go and hang out and play for the day. We do it the first Saturday of every month at the moment. So I popped up on Saturday with, I say popped up, it was a 4-hour drive. Popped up on Saturday with Winters to engage with our wonderful community, and we were talking about it, and we were talking about what we would like to see in 10th, and how actually we don't think that in terms of open play.
For herded best beast.
Thank you very much to all you legends. Thanks for the super chat, hero. So yeah, and we were talking about how the barrier to entry in terms of getting started playing isn't too bad with open play. Quite easy, stick what you want on the table, go playing. However, to go from there to matched play is a monumental leap, right? So open play, stick some models on the table, roll dice, shoot at each other, jobs are good. Match play, suddenly primary objectives, secondary objectives, etc, 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 all that extra stuff, and it looks like it becomes very complicated. So for me, when we were chatting on Saturday, I said that actually I would like to see something that fills that in between, something that allows people to escalate through the rules, that allows people to bolt on and bolt on and bolt on to get to a point where they can play match play comfortably, because they've added a section and section and section. Me and Steve from Vanguard Tactics have done a Learn to Play 40k series for the brand new players in the world, and that's how we did it. We started off, module 1 was an introduction, then we went on to just the movement phase and how you work out the movement phase and what your models can do and etc. Then we went on to some shooting and then etc. And we just layered it in. And currently I don't think they do that very well, so that's something that I would like to see. I've also stated in the past that universal special rules, I don't want to go back to 7th edition universal special rules, just make that very, very clear, because they were a fucking mess. But what I would like to see is where there is a common rule across multiple codexes. They have a narrative spiel within their codex that points them to a generic rule that exists in the rule book, so we don't have any of this jankiness. How does this rule interact with that rule, because they're the same rule but they're not, they're different rules. I think if we can get to a point where potentially we can point them to a single rule that says if multiple units have this rule, then the player whose turn it is goes first, or the player whose turn it isn't goes first, or whatever it might be. Something like that to simplify it. I don't want 7 pages of USRs. I don't want to go back to there. 2 pages maximum. Things like fight first. Things that make you fight last. Those sorts of things. That point, deep striking, for example. Point to one individual rule. I think that makes it clearer, and it stops gotcha type things, because I don't need to know what the foul Blightspawn's revolting stench VATS does. All I know is it makes people fight last, and I can look in the rulebook and I know what that is already because I've looked at it, because my army has an ability similar somewhere within my codex. Personally, I'd like to see the command point system overhauled. So I want to see a big change to how command points work, and I am looking at AOS, and I think it's a better system. So at the end of the battle round, I think it is, or the player turn, I think it's battle round, you lose any command points you haven't spent. Starting the next battle round, you generate command points again. Much prefer that to 8th edition, where you can come up against certain armies. AdMech, they can do this, who can smash 8-9 CPs in the first turn before you've had a go. Multiple overlapping combinations that just pick up half your army or more. Get rid of that. Let's limit it so people have got 3-4 command points a turn maximum. And if you don't use them, they're binned, and next turn you reset. I much prefer that as a system. I'd also like to see less stratagems. So I like stratagems. I think they're a good thing. I think they're a positive for 9th edition. But I don't like how many stratagems there are. There's too many. Some books have got 4 pages plus 2 more pages in supplements, etc. Looking at Space Marines, for example, who have got 4 pages of stratagems in their book and then another 2 pages in their supplements, and then you can probably get another page in another fucking supplement somewhere else. Let's not do that. So I'd like to see less of those. Maybe that can be supplemented by increasing the core stratagems in the main rulebook, possibly, perhaps. And then the other thing I think I'm really keen on is a significant reduction in the amount of mortal wounds that are currently available in the game. I think there's too many. There's too many stratagems that allow you to do mortal wounds. There's too many things you can do that allow you to kick out mortal wounds. There's too many things you can do the fight phase where 6s to wounds do more. They're just everywhere. There's just tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of mortal wounds. So get rid of those. I think finally, if I was to be really picky, and there's loads and loads and loads of little things I can go on to, but I'm conscious that I want to jump in the chat and see what you guys would like going forward. But another thing I would like to see is getting rid of this supplement nonsense. And when I say supplement nonsense, I don't mean for things like Ultramarines as a supplement. I mean things like Warzone Charadon as a supplemental rule set for Codex AdMech or Codex Dracari. Get rid of that shit straight away. They should never have done that in the first place. I've been very open about that in the first instance. When I reviewed the book, I slammed it pretty hard because that's dog shit. Get rid of that stuff. I don't like Day 1 DLC. Should never happen. I think that covers most of the stuff, because I think as a core rule set for 9th edition, it's actually pretty good. There's some issues with first turn. A lot of that can be negated with tournament or terrain heavy boards, I should say. So there is some issues there, but I think there's always going to be an issue with the first turn, because it's a game, you go, I go game. It's always going to be a problem. The only way they'd ever resolve that is having you go, I go within the first turn, and that just means the game ends up being fucking 9 hours long, and it's already pretty long. So I think, personally, I think that the first turn's always going to be a problem. It just can be controlled a little bit better, lots more terrain. Maybe even bump the points up further, make people's armies smaller, so 2,000 points isn't 300 models on the table. Perhaps that's another way they can help that situation. But as a core rule set, I think that the game's in a pretty good state on the whole. Bodyguard needs changing, because Bodyguard's currently stupid. And I think that probably covers most of it. Anyway, I'm going to jump in the chat in a minute and ask you guys what you think. First of all, we're going to celebrate some membership anniversaries. Umbra has celebrated 2 months of the greatest Viking streamer. Thank you, mate. I mean, there's others that have got significantly bigger numbers, but I appreciate it anyway. 2 months at Acer tier. Acer tier as well, Umbra. It's a big dick.
I'd like to see Ultramar blown up. Bye, boys in blue.
I can't disagree with that. I'll take that for £2, absolutely. Dave Bailiff has also celebrated 2 months. Happy 2 months. I'd like to see the end of Ultramarine, so he's
I would like to see the indexes back for 10th, so at least every army is 10th edition. Ready, to some degree. Unlike now where we are playing 8th edition versus 9th edition. It sucks.
I think a lot of people will agree with you on that one. I'm to be honest with you.
Would you not have a rule that you can't cross-pollinate editions?
No, you couldn't, because oh, by the way, everyone, Lisa's here. She's still here with us. It's just when I do my first 10 minutes on Monday, she stays quiet. The thing is, when the new edition launches, typically most armies don't have a new book. So if you said you couldn't cross-pollinate books from 2 editions, then some people just wouldn't be able to play the new edition at all.
Oh.
So what they did in 8th edition, when they launched 8th edition, is they released indexes, and they released 4 books. I think it was 4 or 5 books. And those 4 or 5 books reset the rules for every single army in the whole edition. And so all the codexes were dead. And then people were able to play on a level playing field. A lot of people loved that, which was positive for them to do that, because 8th edition was so very different to 7th edition. It definitely was required. The problem is some people got a new codex, and then a month and a half later it was ruined by the fact that an index came out.
Is the index the FAQ?
No, index was a complete refresh of everyone's rules.
Right, okay.
So that really pissed some people off, and I get why people were upset about that. So I liked the reset from 7th to 8th because the editions were wildly different. So I do agree with you there, Umbra, massively. However, I don't like the fact that some people are in a position where their rules have come out and then they would get reset soon after. If, for example, Games Workshop made the conscious choice to, and maybe they're going to do this, who knows, maybe they're going to get the last codex out for 9th edition, and maybe, just maybe, they're not going to touch the core rule set for a year or so. So everybody who buys the £30 codex for whichever the last book is that comes out, which at this fucking rate is going to be Chaos Space Marines, whoever buys that book doesn't have it for 2 months and 10th edition's out and they're now playing against 10th edition codexes. I would much prefer for them to go, every book's out, a year of you having your codex, we're going to release some supplements, we're going to release some campaign rules, some extra stuff. In terms of your core codex, you've got a year of it. Before we change editions. They don't even need to communicate that, just give people a year, so those that at the end who do have the last codex that comes out don't have it for 2 months after spending 30 quid, start building their army. Because what happens when a new book comes out, most people will look at buying new models and picking up a new side to their force, and they get excited about all the new rules that have come out, and then 2 months later edition changes, Ultramarines or Space Marines get their 17th new codex, and suddenly everyone's on the back foot again.
Good evening, Sexy Loose.
You've been called sexy.
Oh no. Oh no.
Thanks for the super chat talk.
Let's shut that
hero.
shit down now.
Yeah, I can confirm. I'm joking. So yeah, so in essence, in principle, I like the idea of indexes. I'm conscious of the fact that some people get punished with an index when they just get their book, they just start playing with their faction, they just buy loads of new models because their new book gives them all these new rules, and then a new edition drops and a new codex drops. I guess part of this depends on what happens between 9th and 10th. Are they going to tweak 9th? Are they going to completely reset again? Now, I think, like I said, the core rules for 9th are good. So I don't think they should reset. What do you guys think? Do you think they should go for a complete reset in terms of core rules? Because I don't think they should. I think the core rules are in a nice place. But maybe you think differently. Maybe you think they should do a reset. Maybe that would justify indexes. But please give us a year of codexes first. Please. Oh, Brom's in the chat as well. Have you seen him?
Yeah, I saw Brom.
Yeah.
Bromley.
We won't talk to him. No, he's got a white name. Do you think 10th edition will be postponed a while due to the fact that 9th was released during COVID and has seen relatively little play overall? Flappy Jacks, I'd love to say yes, they're going to do that and look after the fan base, but typically they seem to be money-hungry lunatics, so I'm not entirely sure that's what's going to happen. Because if you look at when 9th edition launched, it was launched mid-COVID.
Comment and stuff. Tongue out.
Thanks for the comment and stuff, Jeremy. You fucking hero, legend. And when you look at 9th edition when it was released shortly after, I think it was it Dark Angels? Some books got some stuff in 8th, and that stuff came out at the start of COVID, and then no fucker got to use that stuff, and then 9th came out and nuked that stuff. So their history isn't positive in terms of allowing an edition to play for a decent amount of time so people can get value for their money. Their history is get books out quicker, make more cash. So I don't know if they'll do that. I'd like them to do that is what I'm going to say, but I don't think that they are. I don't think they'll have an eye on when we haven't really played 9th very much. I think there'll be let's get it out.
I do think the terrain rules needs to be updated as I still find them confusing in places. Especially with area terrain.
I think with the terrain rules, Umbra, thanks for the super chat again, hero. I think for the terrain rules, if I'm honest, I don't want them simplified, I want them clarified. Does that make sense? So I don't want them to be made more simple. We were screaming for years, Winters and I were screaming for years about more complex terrain rules to make terrain more interactive in 40k and have it mean something more than just there's some ruins on the table. So I like that, but they weren't done very clearly. I think they could make them clearer. So they've got this is obscuring and this is this and that's that. And what obscuring means is that...
A little situational. But as a guard player, I'd love to see the return of platoons for guard. It was something unique for basic humans.
Platoons should definitely be in the guard book. They should be in the guard. I don't know how it's managed. I mean, it still cost you points, but platoons should definitely be a thing. I 100% agree with you. Having a single core choice, which is 10 Space Marines, versus a single core choice, which is 10 Guardsmen, seems a bit off. Obviously, they're pointed, respectively, but it does seem a bit off. Paul, I'm 100% behind you on that one. Absolutely agree that platoons should be a thing, not just because it enables you to buy even more Steel Legion and even more Solar Auxiliary and even more of your custom guard force, because we all know that's what you're looking for. You're looking for
I
an
want to
excuse.
be able to collapse buildings.
What, just in general or in 40k? Tywin's, so this is what I mean about scenery and terrain being more interactive, which goes back to Umbra's point. So I don't want them to simplify the rules. I'd actually have them more complicated in terms of what you can do and how you can interact with terrain. So yes, collapsing buildings, collapsing scenery features sounds kind of cool. Titan can't see over building, but knows something's behind building. Titan then flattens building. Makes perfect sense, right? But it just needs to be clear as to how it works. So often at the moment with terrain, it's not clear as to how terrain works. You look at the terrain, you look at the feature, and it says that it's dense cover, light cover, obscuring. And then you have to go and look at what light cover, dense cover, and obscuring do. Why couldn't they just say, ruins give you this? I'm not sure how exactly it is the easiest way to simplify it for everybody, but I just think it's a bit complicated in how it's explained. So I agree with you, Tywins, absolutely agree with you, but I still want it to be clear as to what can happen. And I guess as well, in terms of terrain, if you're wrecking terrain, you'd like to think that once your ruin has been smashed to pieces, you're going to have some area terrain on the floor, so you then need 2 lots of terrain so you can replace. That kind of gets messy, so I kind of get why they've left that out, which is interesting.
What about terrain that has pieces that you can like push, like perforated kind of, so you can push them out, and then you don't need to move the terrain, but there is then a hole in the terrain?
Foreground do currently they do magnetized ruins, so if your unit's in the bottom ruin, you can just lift the top ruin off so you can see what's going on. So I would assume you can do that jigsaw puzzle ruins.
Yeah.
So you've got a ruin, when you blow it in half, you remove it and you've just got wrecked ruins out there. So you could do that. That's achievable.
So that's not normal already?
No.
How has that not been an invention yet? Like, the models are so...
Because it's all about the models.
Like, the terrain is surely... How is that not a staple? I don't understand this game half the time.
Good. Yeah, I think it could work. I just think it needs specific types of terrain. Most people don't have those. Waller, anything to reduce the amount of gotchas from stacking multiple strats would be good. It's absolutely mind-blowing the amount of strats that are flowing about. Agree, that's what I said. So reduce the strat number per codex significantly. Perhaps increase the core strats, which they did from 8th to 9th. Do it again. And then reduce the amount of CPs available. I don't even care if you've got 20 pages of strats. If you've only got fucking 3 CP a turn, it doesn't matter how many strats you've got, because you've only got 3 CPs. You have to be very careful how you use them. So, while I agree with you absolutely, I think ninth rules are mostly great, but they need to rewrite them more simply to make them more accessible. See, I think in terms of the core rules and those boxes that they have with the bullet points, I really was a massive advocate for that. I thought it was a brilliant thing that they did in that regard. But it's then when you take that step from, I've read the core rules and I'm going to match play, I think that's when it gets a bit complicated. And I'm not sure that it's as clear as it could be. Andrew T, the legend, the bearded beaker, he says.
No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Look, you're lucky they let you back in after your joke on Friday.
It was amazing.
He's celebrating 18 months as a channel member. Andrew is a hero. Thank you, Andrew, for the support, you fucking legend. I absolutely worship people that are members for 18 months. That's huge. Thank you, man. It's amazing. I definitely think moving back towards a simpler, more like 8th edition rule set would be good. I think the idea of fluffy rules, which is hard when everyone gets the same rules with different names. Yeah, I mean, you have to... A lot of people have said this in the past, how they would like more bespoke, fluffy rules for their force, but there's only so many rules you can introduce before then you start complaining about rules bloat and how complicated it is. So, yeah, like I said, I think if you increase the core rule set, in terms of complexity, people complain. If you make it too simple, people complain. It's a bit hard to get the balance right, and I think 9th is okay right now. I think the complexity in the edition doesn't come from the core rules. I think the complexity comes from the codexes, the supplements, the stratagems, the new super doctrines that everybody's getting, etc, etc, etc. That's where I think the complexity is, and that's where I think we can strip some of that out and make that simpler. And like Wallace said, right, less gotcha moments is always a bonus for the game, in my opinion anyway. Right, where are we? We've got some more white names in the chat tonight. It's not a sea of green for a change, which is quite nice. Saber126 says, hi Liam, hey dude. This might be unpopular, but I want smaller games. I think smaller games in terms of points or in terms of model count, because I think that both of those I'm okay with. Either reduce the points to standard 1500 or reduce or increase model costs to 2000 less models. I don't think that's against that. I don't like tons, and it also means it's easy to get an armament
10th
table.
edition is the edition of the D10, please.
The D10s? Oh. There is some that suggest that it's hard to narratively tell 40k stories correctly with D6 because there's not
Don't need an
enough
excuse,
variability.
and no problems here, but also Guard in 9th are being penalized for cheap units because of CPs. Besides, I have no problem.
Paul, spoke about this on Saturday, you do have a problem. I saw your pictures of your guard. There is a problem there. Always remember the planet strike rules with asteroids and orbital lasers. Yeah, I remember those. They were cool. But that's stuff that... This is stuff... 9th again. They stripped out a lot of the fun stuff. Planet strike, cities of death. What was the other one you used to do with the cards? Maelstrom of War. That stuff all got stripped out. So you had match play, had open war, and you had crusade. And I don't think there was nice stepping stones. I don't think there's... I mean, they've basically said narrative play is Crusade, and narrative play isn't Crusade. Crusade is a form of narrative play, but there is more than just Crusade to narrative play, in my opinion. And, you know, there's multiple ways you can play 40k. Look at someone like Winters and how many battle reports he does that have got nothing to do with the core match play rules whatsoever, or even Crusade, and they are fun and engaging and tight till the end. Yesterday I was watching the 4 Horsemen of the Hobby Apocalypse final. Complete made up rule set, absolutely epic game right up until the end of it in 5 turns. Just goes to show there's so many ways you can play it.
Monday. Rip my adoptive father, October 3rd, 21. A good man, better pirate shot of rum for all.
Oh, that sucks, man. But yeah, thanks for joining us anyway. Don't worry about not making it on time. Piss off. And I'm not telling you to piss off. That's your name, right? Jeremy gets a free comment for being a member for 3 months. He says, "Bring back Maelstrom." Yeah, a lot of people said that. But they tried to bring back Maelstrom in the White Dwarf, and they made it overly complicated. They don't seem to be getting their heads around the fact that complexity doesn't mean good necessarily. Vulcan lives celebrating being a Jarl for 2 months. Free message, can Luce say Cadia stands for us?
What, you want me to say what?
Cadia, she's clearing her throat, so this is going to be a theatrical performance.
Oh, I don't know, I just put my best voices into the Gruffalo, so...
Cadia stands. Cadia stands is what you've got to say.
Cadia stands.
Yeah, but with some passion.
Cadia stands.
It's not playing the game tonight, people. Not playing the game tonight.
Who or what is Cadia?
Oh, for fuck. With that, we haven't got the time. I'll talk to you about Cadia another time.
Okay.
Cadia doesn't stand out, it's been destroyed.
So it's a planet?
Yes.
Oh.
Dave says come join us on Discord. They can't, Dave. They can't come join us on Discord unless they're members. So we'll show off the amazing Discord at the end of the night, but unfortunately they can't come and join us in Discord unless they are channel members. So, and if you want to become a member, it's easy enough. ! Member in the chat. And if you ! Member in the chat, it will give you a link. You can sign up, become a member, and then I think it's £2 a month is the smallest amount. That's all you need to do to get into the Discord, and then you're in, and you can start hanging out with us and showing off your models on the stream gallery. But there's no pressure. It's entirely up to you if you want to do that or not. If you do become a member, you then ! Discord in the chat to join the Discord. And if you don't link your YouTube account to your Discord account, it will boot you straight back out again. We have to keep that £2 there just to keep certain types of people out. You know who you are. You know who you are. Right, okay. Where are we? Dirty says, my brother-in-law wanted to start playing. He went for Abmech, bought the book.
I think we need to move away from true line of sight to bases. Have also having unit shooting from wings or weapon tips, aerials.
Oh, we'll get to that one.
In 10th ed, I want points for painting the eyes and being clean shaven. Need to see beardless you and your beardless goggly-eyed wolves. Also only shoot in the direction you're facing, or directions for your models, mate.
So bought the book, ended up giving it to me as he says it's too complicated. I said try something else, but first impression put him off. That's one of the bits. So we spoke about that before with AdMech, right? How complicated AdMech is, and people then I love this, the look of this army, I love the narrative of the army. I'm going to read the rules and fuck that, I'm out. And that's where that really trashes it for new players. Even if they built the codexes in a beginner, intermediate, expert level and layered in the rules that way so you could get used to it. So as a beginner, you just want to use these. And as an intermediate, you just want to use these. I don't know if that's the perfect solution, but it's a solution. Starius, with your super chat, I agree. I don't like being able to use from an aerial to an aerial or base to a base. The problem... Narratively, I'm with you. Narratively, I agree with you. However, the problem you have with that is it's difficult then to police it. So by just going base to base, if your base can see your opponent's base, it's very easy to police that, or much easier, I should say, to police that, rather than this gun tip barrel can see your ankle through that. So I get why they've done it, to remove the arguments at the tabletop. But I don't like the fact that if a base is sticking out and it's a big base and you can see the base, you can shoot. So it's a bit of a grey area there for me. I get what you're saying. I don't disagree with you, but I also get why they've done it. So Hugo is celebrating 3 months as a Thane. Small battles are cool. Sunday at Belper, we got 4 games in a day at 650 points a game. It was a lot of fun. I've now played 5 games of secondaries in total, and I'm now more keen on match play. So exposure is good and experience is good as long as you're playing with the right people, though. If you'd had a horrendous 5 games experience against 5 gamey dickheads, you might not be thinking the same. Hugo's also the guy who painted you your very special model.
Oh my goodness.
You're going to have to go and get that later so we can show it off on stream.
That was so... I've put it next to our elephants. That was our first... When we first got married, we saved up to go to the zoo. Do you know those elephants that I bought?
Yeah.
And you were like, for Christ's sake, woman, £20 on elephants.
£20 on woolen elephants just because their trunks make a love art.
I've put it next to our elephants.
Okay.
So
we'll have to show that off later.
Boys playing basketball in the house, they can't break
it.
I
moved it on top of the... Did you not see me move it?
Yeah, I did. I panicked. I thought, oh my God.
Steve, I'm afraid you're probably never going to see beardless me again because I just don't have a chin. So that's probably not going to happen. And in terms of googly-eyed wolves, it's highly likely we're going to get Dead of Imagination to paint the wolves for me. So they won't be googly-eyed. They'll be beautiful. In terms of shooting directions, I do kind of miss tank facings. I really liked tank facings. I really liked the fact that if you got around the back end of a tank, there was tactical play to get around the behind a tank because weak armor is typically, rear armor is typically weaker in real life as well. So I really loved that as a thing. Armor facings and whatever. I didn't like the fact that a tank could take a single penetrating hit and blow up like a Land Raider, but I liked the fact. Do you guys remember hull points? They had like 3 or 4 hull points each. I did like that tactical play with angles and stuff. I was a big fan of turret turns and stuff like that. Again, it's hard to police it though. That's the problem. It's hard to go. So you used to have that invisible like cross across the top of a tank, so you could go left arc, right arc, forward facing, rear, and it just introduced lots of arguments. And one of the reasons why I think they've got rid of all this stuff is because it just reduces arguments or removes arguments at the tabletop. Can I see your tank? Yes, I can shoot at it. Not, can I see your tank? Yes. What arc am I shooting at? Am I in your front or your side or your rear? Because it depends if I get +1 to penetrate and hit or whether. So I like it from a tactical perspective in terms of narratively getting around behind a big cumbersome tank. You're going to have a benefit there. I didn't like it because you could stand there for 5 minutes arguing with your opponent whether it's side or rear armor, for Christ's sake. So I get why they've removed that. Thank you so much for this huge super chat as well, Steve. You're an absolute legend. Appreciate it. And Steve has become a member of the channel at Scald level. Steve, you hero. Don't forget to hit ! Discord in the chat. That will then give you a link to Discord, and you can click on that link and join. When you join, you need to link your YouTube account to your Discord account. If you don't know what to do, ask one of the seers in Discord and they'll tell you how to do it. And then once you've linked it, it will open up the rest of Discord for you and it won't beat you out. If you don't link it, one, it won't open up all the channels, 2, it will beat you out. So please make sure you link it. Anyway, thank you so much for becoming a member. Hero. 206 members. Amazing. Actually, I don't think it's even come up.
Flashlights should not blow up a friggin' tank.
See, this is one of those things. again, I don't necessarily disagree with you. I don't necessarily like the idea that a guardsman's lasgun can drop an Imperial Knight and take the final wound off of it. But I also do kind of like that. It's tough, right? I also don't like the idea that certain members or certain units' weapons are completely ineffective against other vehicles and they just can't play in the game. So if you are playing guard and you've bought a massive infantry list and you rock up against a guy who's running pure Imperial Knights, you just don't interact. And that that's really negative. So,
unless it's 10,000 flashlights.
It's 10,000 flashlights is clearly okay, right? But yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. Narratively, I get it, right? Narratively, a lasgun shouldn't do anything to an Imperial Knight or a Titan, or I mean, a lasgun can wound a Warlord Titan in 9th edition, and I don't necessarily like that, but it's unlikely to. I don't know. Tough. That's a hard one to. It's a hard one to give you an honest. What do I think we should do in that one? I don't know.
I have a question.
You have a question.
Is everybody misspelling codex, or are they getting predictive text ninjaed?
Why?
And they mean to spell because they're spelling codices.
Codices.
Codices. Oh, I thought they were getting.
So there's a great debate in the 40k community. What is the plural? What is the plural of codex? Tell me, chat. Is the plural of codex codices or codexes?
Codexes.
Is it though?
Because it doesn't end in an S as a singular. So, codex.
Are you trying to apply language?
I'm trying to apply logic to this ridiculous
game.
Let's
not do that. So is it codexes or codices? So Thelronumega, I think I've got that. Yellow, how rare a sitch is that? Yeah, it's pretty rare. It is pretty rare. But it happens. I guess you kind of have to some extent, you kind of have to make allowances for all situations that could potentially happen. I don't know though. It's hard. It's hard to. Codex Rexes. Codexa Rexes. That's from Dave. Thanks, brilliant.
I thought I need a running start for that one.
Codices. Dirty Splodge says the plural is books. Brilliant.
Yeah,
That's brilliant.
I like that one.
Codices. There's lots of codices here. Codex, codices, codex. Codices is Latin. I'm thinking a guardsman could probably punch a Titan to death given enough dice rolls. Well, yeah, absolutely. Codices, codices.
So say the infantry.
I mean, that doesn't say a lot, does it, John? To be honest with you, you can tell me what you think it should be, but I mean, you eat crayons. Time for a poll. That's a good. That's a good idea. I mean, I think it's pretty clear anyway.
It has been a while since we've done a poll.
I can't even spell codices at the moment.
It's codex.
Fuck me. This is too hard. I have no idea if I've actually spelt codices right at this point. But we're going to ask you in the poll anyway. You know what I mean, so don't get fucking facetious if I get it wrong, right? Forge Father Halbrad, welcome to the channel as a member. ! Discord in the chat. Make sure you link your YouTube to your Discord. Okay, come and join us because we're going to show off in about 40 minutes. We're going to show off stream models. I'm excited to see what you guys have been working on over the weekend. You've had a whole weekend. Should be loads of great hobby that's happened. Even I've been painting.
I haven't had time. I think Wednesdays is my painting time.
Imperium Nihilist, a Krieg Shovel should do the trick against a Knight, right? A Krieg Shovel should do the trick against absolutely everything. Absolutely everything. Bot Officer says, you can't spell you're slating me for eating crayons. I absolutely am slating you for eating crayons. Yes. Yeah, I am. You eat crayons.
Time for a poll, Liam.
Did it. We've done it. It's up. Grimnar. It's up. I know that. That comes through. Sometimes she's a bit delayed. This woman, she's just not on the ball sometimes. And sometimes she's super chat and she interrupts me straight away.
It's called not being out yet.
So sometimes she interrupts me straight away like that. Like, Kylo super chatted. Thank you, Kylo, your hero. And she just interrupts me. And sometimes she waits 10 minutes and I'm like, is she going to speak up? And I'll keep talking and then she'll interrupt me. So either way, I get interrupted. Look out, Liam's playing with a poll. It happens more often than you think, Talk, to be honest with you. It's custards. You can't spell. I've read that already. I'm not reading that again, John. I've had enough of your bad mouthing me already. I've been hungover, so no painting. Still needs you hungover. Okay. Well. Thanks. Why are you hungover? Oh, I guess are you in a different time frame? I was about to say, being hungover at 10 o'clock at night is impressive. I'm assuming it's not 10 o'clock at the night where you are. Okay, time for me to get back to work later, folks. Thanks for joining us, Jeremy. Good to see you again on one of the streams. Obviously, you can catch the rest of this on YouTube later, so we'll speak to you soon, sir. 1 die, 2+ dice. I don't like that strength 4 can still wound toughness 7 models on a 5+. Round up, for fuck's sake, 3.5 equals 4. Strength 4. I'm struggling to follow the point. I don't like that strength 4 can still wound toughness 7 models on a 5+. So are you saying it shouldn't be a 5+ and it should be a 4+, or it should be a 6+? Let me know. Saw your power sword you posted on Instagram. Nice, Steve. You hero. Thank you. It's just a blending technique that Waller taught me ages and ages and ages and ages ago, and I haven't practiced it anywhere near as much as I should have practiced it. So I'm starting to try and practice it more. And it was just like a nice little sword to paint it on. So you can find me, Liam Dempsey Official, on Instagram. The link's below. It's also on the starting page, and you can see the sword that I painted on the Farseer. Today, those of you DZTV vets will know what this is. Today I've started a model rescue.
The guard can destroy tanks with fear giant balls.
Yes, they can. So today I've started a model rescue, and if you, it's staying blurry, but if you know what that is from DZTV, then you'll know how long it's been since I decided I'd finally get that out and feel the pain all over again. So, yes, Dave, they can. Thanks for the super chat, hero. You should let Lucy read lore on the channel. That could be a thing, couldn't it? That could be a series. That could be a thing. Went out, sat, 2-day hangover. Brilliant. Getting old, yeah. I mean, touch wood. At the moment, I still don't do hangovers right now. So far. Right? But I'm sure that will change at some point. Everyone says at one point you'll start getting hangovers. Currently, that doesn't happen. But interesting in the poll as well. So the poll is 49% to codexes and 51% to codices. That's interesting. There's quite the split there. I thought it was going to be more one-sided when the chat went off. But there is quite the split there. Interesting team. The tiny guns winning big knights might not be realistic, but it's rare enough and it makes for a good story. I agree, absolutely. Martin, practice it more for fuck. Martin, I am practicing it more. Well, I am practicing it more. I'm doing things and stuff. I'm starting to paint. I'm getting excited about full time because I can paint more often and actually start painting my own armies, which is exciting. Bolt rifle's harsh. What's he said? Don't worry about what he says, Paul. He's a fucking idiot.
Liam's blending broke Instagram.
You did. That's what it was. That must be what it was, Jedi. Although, did you notice? I stuck a blending sword up, and then minutes later, Quipster stuck a blended sword up. He's not original, that man. He's not original. But yeah, maybe that's what happened. Maybe I broke Instagram in my blending picture because it was so good. So good. Jack Seaman says Lucy's Law. Brilliant. We should maybe do that. Titan Gate, the return. Exactly, Paul. Paul knows. Paul knows what it is. Harlequins should be allowed Wraith constructs. Agree. I just because I like the idea of Harlequins with Wraith constructs, John, basically. Learn with Luce. Luce, they've suggested that you should have your own series of videos on YouTube, which is you reading out lore.
Lore?
Yeah, narrative, the story.
L-A-W?
No, L-O-R... Fucking hell. L-O-R-E.
Too many big words in that one.
Yeah. The poll is pretty even. It's swung a little bit in the favour of codices now. It's 53% to 47%, but I genuinely didn't think it would be this split. I often switch between which one I say as well, because I can't make up my mind either. As long as she finishes with a joke. No, we can't have any more of those jokes. She even told that to the kids and they were disappointed.
Well, that's neither here nor there, because I'm not very cool to them. So.
Plague of Shadows, our favourite Texan, says, I want to hear Lucy attempt to pronounce all the Necron dynasty names. That would be fucking hilarious. As long those that whisper, that's what that was from. I might strip the paint off though, but I'm starting to put it back. It was in a fucking state after Winter's knocked it off the table. Matt's just joining. Welcome, Matt. Good evening. Thank you for being here. You may have a few more models than just Nigel. hero, well, they're going to get a supremely good paint job talk as well, because they're probably going to get done by Den, so they're going to look beautiful and be the centerpieces of the army. What does Luce know about 40k? Does she have a favourite faction yet? Vex, she doesn't know. You read some of the first Horus Heresy book? I think that's as far as it's ever gone.
I was more like... Because things occur to me that don't occur to Liam. So, for example, in book 1, what's his name? Loken goes into this huge place that's ceiling to floor glass.
Yeah.
And instead of being into the book, straight away I was like, how much window lean do they need to use on that? Or if you're a window cleaner, you just need to do that. That would pay your mortgage. Just charging whoever to clean the glass of that. And how many birds fly into it, because birds aren't very good with glass. All of these little things occur to me that doesn't occur to anyone else.
There is a reason why she's not allowed out very often, to be honest with you. Gaz, is that model a certain Eldar Titan? It is the Eldar Titan in question, Gaz, absolutely. Liam, are you going to the Factorum on the 11th, 12th December for the DZ narrative campaign? I'm not. We are, in fact, in Coventry that weekend for a family Christmas get-together that we couldn't do last year because of COVID, aren't we, Liz?
We are.
So I'm afraid I can't join you for the narrative event in December. I am at Factorum in October and November, end of each for the events, if you guys are about. I'm also at King in the North at Element in January, which is a DZ event. We've got the DZ Open Day coming up in... Where is it? It's on there somewhere. Where did you put it? Factorum, Element, Dempsey Con.
Saturday the 27th.
Saturday 27th of August is going to be the Open Day. Not that I'm allowed to tell you that yet, but 27th of August is going to be the Open Day. 2nd of April's Dempsey Con booked. We need to start talking about tickets soon, Luce. So yeah, I'm not going to be at the narrative event, but there is loads. We also spoke when we were at the DZ Day on Monday. Winters and I have talked about how we're probably going to run our first 1 or 2 40k GTs next year, so we'll do actual proper competitive events as well. And I'm also popping down to the Wild West Day in November. Winters is also talking about running a major at some point. Now, we're not going to run a major till we've done a few GTs, but he wants to run a major. So there's going to be fucking loads of events coming up in the new year because I get to go full time, so I actually get to be involved in running all this shit. Codices, guys, I disapprove of what you say, but I will defend it to the death. You're right to say it. Brilliant. Thanks for that, Dashendo, your hero. You can defend them in Discord if you want to. Just got to be a member first. How does Moses make his tea? He brews it. It's not Friday, John. I know you struggle to read a calendar, and I know you see the DAY at the end and you think it must be Friday, but it's not Friday. Is Corax White now a background regular? Yeah. It hasn't moved from that spot, Gaz. It just stays there now. And there used to be a whiteboard in the background, but I've actually put it on the wall now. I've had to go professional. The infamous Titan incident. Not everyone knows about the Titan incident. I try not to bring it up too often. So, couldn't be any worse than Warhammer Plus Lore Masters. See, Warhammer Plus Lore Masters is one of those that I've never, ever watched. So, is it any good? Or is it toilet? I thought I haven't watched that at all. I haven't watched Lore Masters, but
when the militia can properly play, fancy a game.
Yes, let's play at some point, Paul. Absolutely, we'll get together at some point at an event somewhere. I'm happy to play pretty much anyone, to be honest with you. Anyway, where were we? But being a squaddie, my first thought about the windows was how many guardsmen does it take to lick all those clean? Papas, I'm going to meet so many awesome people at King in the North. There is a lot of the regulars going to King in the North. Me and Winters have booked the hotel for the Friday and Saturday night. And if you guys are around on the Sunday to hang out at Element and play some games, that could be an opportunity to have a throw. I think Big Valrak's coming down on the Sunday as well to hang out for the day. So
when is King of the North?
January.
The
something. It's on the family calendar on Apple.
Oh, hang on then.
I don't think I've put the whole weekend on there yet, but it's definitely on there. What's the difference between a major and a GT? Number of players. So a GT has to be more than 28 players, and a major has to be more than, I think, 80 or 100. I think it's 80 now. It might be 100. I might be wrong.
Would that be the 15th of January?
Yes. So, the other thing that's different between a GT and a major, not just number of players, but also the weighting of your ITC points. So your ITC points are weighted more for a major than they are for a GT. So you can't just play 5 local GTs for your IT score in a 12-month period and then win the ITC. Yeah, you kind of, if you're going to win the ITC, you kind of have to do well and perform well at a super major or a major, and a super major is another higher number up. So the London Grand Tournament, which was booked at 800 players, was a super major. There you go, some detail. Vex giving us the Discord link, Hero, thank you. I read the calendar well. I'm on guard every other day. Treat yourself. Codexes from the Teeth Arms. Codexes, okay, so it's gone up. It's swung in the way of Codexes now. 122 votes. Codex is now in the lead. 52 to 48%. Interesting. I didn't think it would be that close, honestly. Did everyone take advantage of the Beard Struggle 40% off? Is that 20% off the Beard Struggle plus 20% off my code? That's a lot of money off. They're changing their range at the moment, and they're bringing in new products and upgrading their scents and stuff. So there's a lot of stuff that I think is going to go on a flash sale soon as well. Keep your eyes on it. And you can !beard, and there's a discount code that you can use to give you 20% off if you want to get more money off those products. I think it works as well as the normal discounts they give for like clearance products and stuff. So I hope you enjoyed the 40% off Walking Death. It could have been better. It's not awful though. What's that for? Where are we? Lore Masters is basically... Oh, okay, so that's what you're talking about, Lore Masters. Lore Masters is basically a wiki read and blurbs of the back books. My guess from episode 1, not watched others yet. Well, isn't that what people like Voldemort do? Actually, Stony Striker said that above. Voldemort and Major Kill are better. So they're doing what people already do. So like battle reports, they're doing what people already do, but they're doing it worse. Cool. Take my money. If I book a flight from the States, would it still be best to fly into London, or is there somewhere closer to Factorum for Dempsey Con? I will check that out. Bristol Airport, if you can get to Bristol Airport, might be better for Dempsey Con than London, Steve. I'll have to ask the question, because I don't really know, because I always fly from Heathrow or Southampton. If you can fly to Southampton, it's an hour from Southampton to get to Factorum. If you fly to London, I think it's 2 hours to get to Factorum. But then you're in the States, man, so 2 hours is nothing to you guys, right? It's just up the road, 2 hours. Whereas to us, it's a fucking trek, so... I'm still annoyed at the indifference from GW with the Eldar and Imperial Guard. What, in terms of nothing happening? Steve, does that mean you're coming to DempseyCon? You fucking hero. Codicy sounds... I can't say that. Do cinematic trailers such as the one from Necron's release make you want to buy minis? No. Cinematic trailers don't make me want to buy minis at all. Cool fucking models and upgraded model ranges make me want to buy minis, but even rules don't make me want to buy minis. I won't buy a shit mini because the rules are amazing. They've got to have good minis. So if new fancy flashy plastic kits that come out, the Templars range for example, I want to buy. I'm not going to buy Templars. I'm saying that now. I want to buy Templars because the model range is fucking glorious. Apart from the heads look like they're all fucking Friar Tuck, but that aside, the models are cool. But this is something else, right? This is something that they need... when we talk about 10th edition, there's something else they need to do across the range in general. I think there needs to be some serious fucking effort from Games Workshop to get rid of Finecast and that kind of stuff. Everything that's Finecast should be fucked off and replaced with plastic kits. And once that's done, they should then be looking at older plastic kits. Here's looking at you, Khorne Berserkers, Eldar Guardians, those old, even Cadians, those old kits, and they should get a refresh. Rather than 7,452 new Space Marine releases, we should probably see those ones that have sat there in squalor for ages. The old Khorne Berserkers. There's a reason why the Eternal Slaughter as a Khorne Berserker army is completely kit-bashed and converted. So, you know, yeah. Liam, what do you think of removing Mortal Wounds for an idea for 10th edition? I think they tend to be very feels bad most days. Yeah, so I said at least significantly reduce them, Saber. So I agree with you to a point. I don't know about removing. For example, I would never want D-weapons back. D-weapons were horrendous. If you know what D-weapons were in 7th edition, then you'll know what I'm talking about. I don't want to go down that route. So Mortal Wounds could have replaced D-weapons and been very, 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 very rare, very hard to get hold of.
The longest single drive I've made is 16 hours.
Fucking hell. That's going, Sam Vulcan. That's amazing, 16 hours. You're in the States though, so that's, again, just up the road, right? So yeah, so I don't necessarily want to get rid of Mortal Wounds. I agree with you. The fact that armies can do Mortal Wounds on top of Mortal Wounds on top of Mortal Wounds on top of Mortal Wounds is fucking stupid. And most people don't have defense to them at all. So Yeah, Quipster's in the chat. Hero, welcome Quipster, legend. I mean, you're late. We were talking about how you copied me on Instagram today with my sword post. Just saying, and then you broke it. Major Kill gives us Ozzy's a bad name, mouthy git. Talk. He's alright, isn't he? Don't think you can fly to Bristol from the US. That's a shame. Most likely flying in from States will be London. Yeah, I assumed it probably would be. I don't know where else they go to from the States though. I'm not sure. I think you can get to Birmingham Airport from the States. I don't know. I'll ask. I'll have a dig, Steve, and see if I can find some information for you. New Templars take my fucking money. No, I'm avoiding them. The Wolves are my marine project. Templars, no. And if they do come out, they need to all have helmet heads so you don't get the stupid faces that they've all got. Elder still has metal models. Why? Yeah, well, it was before COVID, so 2 years ago, I took a guard force to an event.
Yay, I did 20-hour drives to go visit my parents when I was in the Marines. Windows down, piles of empty Red Bulls, radio blaring. Brutal, man. Brutal.
20 hours. I mean, I'm impressed, but fucking, I couldn't do that. On Saturday, I did 4 hours to go to DZ Day, spent the day there, did 4 hours back, and I was fucking a mess on Sunday, wasn't I? I was in a state.
There was much moaning.
There was much moaning, is right, yeah. So I was tired, so I just sat here quiet in the corner, sobbing, painting my farseer. Fucking 20 hours, that's mad. But yeah, so I built the guard force for that event, and I bought a Primaris Psyker, and he came through as a metal blister, and I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe they're still selling metal models. Fucking madness. I picked up the start collecting Lizardmen there from 2004. Fucking hell. Khorne Berserkers are so bad now. They are. When you compare them, when you think about what they're supposed to be, and you compare them to the Rangers that are currently out there, they are fucking bad, aren't they? Bought some Deathcore Commissars this week from Forge World, and they have refreshed the minis from the first set I got. They have also been selling as bundles. They have been restocking quickly. Okay, that's interesting. Good. Is it better? My Finecast Lucas is a bit shit. I can't remove all the flash without balking up the detail. You have to prime it with surface to smooth the flat. That's bad.
I drove 30 minutes to the in-laws. They're 2 hours. Windows down, radio loud. Whiskey was brutal.
Brits versus the Americans, right? Amazing. Mortal Wounds are the new D weapons. They are, apart from there's too many of them. I kind of like the old Invun save. And I don't know if I know the old Invun save, tell me. I want to argue, but I did copy you. Well, that's what I said, Crip. But then we broke Instagram between us, and Facebook, and WhatsApp, and all that kind of stuff. Do you know what isn't broken? Discord. So if you're thinking about becoming a member, you can become a member, get in Discord. Discord's not broken. When Facebook and Instagram and all those things go down because they're all owned by the same company, Discord keeps working. Just saying. I'm just saying. If they release sexy new Berserkers, do you twist or stick with the glorious conversions? This is something I've been debating. I got asked this question, I can't remember how long ago, but Mini Wargaming Dave wants to buy the Eternal Slaughter, and I told him no, you're not having them. And then I stopped and thought, oh, maybe, what if they get new kits? Now could be a good time to offload. But they might not get new kits, and then I've just offloaded a glorious army, and I haven't got one to replace it with. So once they get the new kits out, the Eternal Slaughter then becomes worth a lot less, maybe. So I don't know, because the other thing they could do, right, is they could refresh the model range for Berserkers, and they could be dog shit. And then I've traded in the army because new models are coming, and then all shit. So I don't know. At the moment, I think I need to keep the Slaughter because they're an army I'm known for, but I don't know. It's a hard question to answer. Alex the Bird, I have driving all of 40 from Cali to North Carolina. I loved it, like 25 hours. Fucking hell. Some of you, that's insane, Alex. Absolutely mental. Yeston, how was the 5-hour drive with Winters? It was okay, actually, to be honest with you. It wasn't too bad. We did a lot of... The good thing about long journeys like that in Winter's Light, which we don't do too frequently, is it's uninterrupted business chat, which we don't... We're both of us are so busy that if we get each other on the phone for 10 minutes, it's 10 minutes and we're done. So having 2.5 hours there, 2.5 hours back to just talk about specifically next year as well, because obviously I'm going full time, was really worthwhile. So He is a bit of a pain in the arse. I did have an earache, but it was good. It was really, really good.
I really enjoy my business chats with, do I have to call him Winters?
You can call him his name.
Thank you, with Jamie, because I need a pen and paper, because he jumps from topic to topic. It's like putting together a jigsaw. Once you're off the phone and you go, right, when I mentioned this, he randomly mentioned that, so maybe he thought I was talking about this, and secret option number 4 might be number 2. It's quite fun. Keeps me on my toes.
Yeah.
He's the most scatty boss I've ever had.
Yeah, he's incredible. He's absolutely incredible. But I mean, I can honestly say that I am fucking excited for what's coming in 2022 to DZTV. If you guys are watching and you're not DZTV subs, there's a link that keeps getting spammed by Nightbot, but you can also ! DZTV in the chat. I'll give you a link to Deployment Zone. You can sign up for a 7-day free trial. So you click the link, follow through, create your account, set your subscription up, but your first 7 days are free. It won't charge you. So if you cancel your plan before those 7 days are up, then we won't take a penny. So if you hate it, it's a no risk scenario, right? If you love it, which you will, because it's like Warhammer Plus, but we actually give you loads of content, and that content's actually mildly entertaining. So if you do sign up, you will probably stay a customer, and then next year we've got loads of stuff planned for DZTV, campaigns, new series that we've got. Series? How do you say that? It's just series, isn't it?
Yes.
We've got
if it ends in an S, there's no z.
We've got a load of new series coming up next year. There's more events coming, lots more events coming. We were also talking about visiting the States and doing some stuff there so we can hang out with you guys, and some collaboration stuff with Mini Wargaming and Play on Tabletop. So 2022 is going to be fucking huge. You want to be in Deployment Zone, otherwise you're going to miss out.
Dave Bailiff has asked, what's Jamie like? Even in my head, in the seconds that I read that, I thought, how do I do him justice? you
know when you go just before you go to bed one day and you look out in the back garden and it's serene and it's calm, and you've got your table and chairs and you've got your parasol, your barbecue's there in the corner, there's some bags of maybe garden waste because you've been trimming the hedges, etc, etc, all that stuff. It's nice and serene. There's kids' playthings, there's a sand pit. You go to bed, you hear the wind battering the fucking windows, there's nothing but noise, it howls through the house. You wake up the next morning, you go downstairs, you look out your back garden window and it is fucking carnage. Okay, your garden gnome is suddenly wearing 2 tons of sand, the fucking sand pit itself's over the neighbour's fence, your laundry pole's bent in half, your table's upside down, your chair's killed the neighbour's cat. That's what Jamie's like.
But he's lovely.
He's that hurricane that comes through. But I fucking love him. But that's what he's like. There you go. What's under Winters' cap?
Many, many things.
Yeah, devices and all sorts.
It's a Swiss Army cap.
5 hours of Winters seems glorious. It was alright. It was fun. Dats and Des celebrating being a member for 2 months. You said follow through. I did, yeah, absolutely. But thank you so much for being a member for 2 months, you hero. I massively, massively appreciate it. I appreciate all the memberships, to be honest with you. But those of you that stay month on month and hang out in the Discord and chat there, and it's just incredible. And for those of you that are DT subs, you're all fucking heroes as well. Dave from London to work in Switzerland for 12 hours.
Used to do Nashville to Baltimore off in 11 hours.
Fucking hell, Steve.
How do you all spend so long in the car?
I like driving and I have a comfortable car, and I think 11 hours I'd want to sob.
Sob.
What about for mortal wounds, only for vehicle explosions and special characters? Well, I mean, so Lee, yes, right? So yes, I kind of like super psychic powers giving out mortal wounds, not just everyone doing smart on a 5+. Vehicle explosions, yes, okay. Weapons like fucking Eldar Titan pulsar cannons can do mortal wounds, but Storm Bolters on Sisters doing mortal wounds sucks. Grey Knights in a particular tide doing mortal wounds in melee sucks. Orc characters doing mortal wounds on the charge suck. I'm okay with things like impact hits, but mortal wounds, there's just too many of them, and it's just, I don't like anything in 40k that removes the other player's interaction. And typically with mortal wounds, not all the time, because some people have got feel no pain type saves against mortal wounds, but typically with mortal wounds, you remove the other player's interaction. You take mortal wounds, you remove models. It's as simple as that. And I don't like anything that removes that kind of interaction. I get speeding the game up. I get making it quicker. I get the fact that they want people to be able to... I get why they've removed things like the old disgustingly resilient for Death Guard and changed it because it's a speedier way of applying
We're just
rules.
built different across the pond, winking face.
Yeah,
You definitely are.
I'm not lying.
Saw a very close friend make a potato salad with marshmallow fluff.
Yes, you are definitely built differently.
Definitely.
Much rounder. So anything that removes, I'm joking clearly, anything that removes interaction from the other player, I don't like it. I'm not a fan of that at all. I like speeding the game up. Again, I push points up or reduce the overall points for... Okay, here's an idea, guys. What if match play suddenly became 1,500 points instead of 2,000? Better or worse? Let me know. DZTV, just the custom campaigns are worth your money, and then there's the rest. Gavin, thank you so much. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Again, loads more planned. Next week, is it this week or next week? We launch the first ever Necromunda campaign, which is quite exciting. And there's other stuff being filmed currently as well. So there's just loads. There's loads. I hate being in cars. I always get sick. You used to suffer from travel sickness a bit, didn't you? You changed the car.
Yeah, when you had the Black Estate one.
The estate? You sure?
Yeah, I think it was.
No, I think you're okay with that one. When I had the Audi A7.
Maybe it was that one.
Yeah.
The car vibrated in a really weird way, and I haven't had travel sickness for like 20 years, and it came straight back the minute I got in that car. It was hell.
And then we got the new one, which is an SUV, and you're all right now.
Yeah, but then James now gets travel sick in that one.
He makes excuses.
No, he doesn't. He looks awful in the back of the car.
Dave says I can do an hour max in my Skoda Citigo. Give me a turtle shell Donkey Kong, baby. Brilliant.
Oh my God, your courtesy car. I've never laughed in your face so loud in my life.
We're not going to talk about that. Mortal wound spam makes taking Death Guard an easy choice. Used to be, but Death Guard don't get a save against mortal wound spam now. So, hey, much round. Everyone likes the much rounder. You son of a I am not round, good sir. Well, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a shape. You're in shape. So, there you go.
Shape?
Depends on the army. So, Splodge says it's better. Levarius says it depends on the army. Staria says 1,500 points is too low. Mikolaj? I think it's Mikolaj. I think I've said that right. Says Pole, but it would be better. Champion of Chaos was so good. See, Champion of Chaos is one of our most popular series that we've ever done, and we started off really small and escalated it up. I don't think we ever got to 2k with Champion of Chaos. Driving to Estonia in Greenfleet was emotional, as my vehicle commander was a crowbar Glampsjack who couldn't drive the vehicle non-stop drive. We averaged around 38 miles an hour for 1,500 miles. Fucking hell. That sounds disgusting, Gaz. Jesus. No, thank you. Steve says, I've always liked 2K games, though. Now is more models. They lowered point value, so you buy more models. Elite armies would struggle to hold 2, hold 3, hold more with 1,500 points. I agree, Des, but is that how do we balance that out? Because you don't want to discourage people from taking things like Custodes, right? Dave's asking about the courtesy car. She can tell the story in Discord later. We're not doing it now.
Oh, please.
No, I have feelings about that car. It's not.
You haven't got feelings.
2K used to be about model counts of 1,500 on average. Okay. I was shoplifting a couple of years back. I did 47,000 miles in just under 12 months. Oh, fucking hell. I read shoplifting.
Yeah, I was going to say, why?
He's written shop fitting. I was like, you shouldn't have admitted to that on stream, man. That's... hot take. What if 10th had alternating activations like in Kill Team? Less chance of getting blown off the board. So, Mystics, I like alternating activations. When I play Bolt Action, it's alternating. In fact, Bolt Action is you pull a dice out. So but it is essentially alternating activations. So it's completely random in Bolt Action, and I really like that. I really like the Bolt Action activation system. I'm a massive fan, massive fan. So basically, what you do with Bolt Action is every unit that you've got on the table, you get a dice of a specific cover or type, or colour or type, and you put it in a dice bag. Your opponent gets a dice for every single unit he's got on the table, puts it in a dice bag. You shake the dice bags up, you pull a dice out, and whichever dice gets pulled out, that's the player's turn it is. They get to go and do something with that unit. So, and anyone can pull the dice. So if I reach in my bag and I pull out a grey dice and my opponent's playing Germans in bolt action because it's World War II, and off you go, it's his turn. I really, 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 really like that system. It's so hard to get first turn nuked in. It can happen in bolt action. If I end up pulling 7 grey dice out and the German player gets to play with all of his units before I can do anything, then it sucks and it gets. But it's so rare that's going to happen. So I really, really like alternate activations. However, that comes with a caveat for 40k. With 40k, currently when I go to events at the Factorum, there are often times when people only get to the end of battle round 3 or maybe 4 in 2 hours and 45 minutes. Legend for the super chat, Walking Death. Thank you very much for the $1, you hero. What was I saying? Oh, it's a sticker, isn't it? You've got a sticker in there, hero. So, where was I? 40k. So, often people get to the end of battle round 3 or 4 in 2 hours and 45 minutes. If you then introduced alternative activations in 40k at the current size that it's at, you're probably going to bang another hour onto a game at least. 3 hours and 45 minutes to 4 hours for a game of 40k. I already think it's often too long. Like, I think 2 hours to 2.5 hours max is ideal for 40k. I would happily have a game consistently be 2 hours, and that's it. I would prefer that. I don't mind 2.5 hours. Half an hour around seems okay. I'd like to be 2 hours tops for 40k. Add in alternate activations with the current edition, and you suddenly hit a fucking 5-hour game. And I'm not a massive fan of 5-hour game. So yeah, it's hard, right? Crumpets Panel says, "How's everyone doing?" Talk about 10th. Tell us what you think you'd like to see. Lucy, have you seen the magnetic strip that hangs out the back of the boot, removes static and apparently helps stop car sickness? No, she just made me get a whole new car.
If that's true though, we should have a look at that, because poor Jim Jam, he's honestly, I don't know how he hasn't chundered in the back of your car yet.
Because he knows it's not worth his life. Dash Render, what a coincidence. Champion of Chaos says, "What I call my wiener." Brilliant. Amazing. Dave is a big fan of the bot action mechanics. AOS uses alternating activations in the melee phase, which is nice. Okay, that's interesting. I haven't played 3rd edition AOS yet. I'm looking to get on it at some point in the future. Am I the only person who eyes twitches at hit wound save order? Should be hit save wound, surely. That's interesting as a concept. DC Miniatures game does that too. Dick Swinging Contest did an off-road boys trip, total of 14,000 kilometres. Not sure what that is in English. In 4 weeks. Sounds like a lot though. That's too long to hold my attention. Kill Team's the future. I've heard some good stuff about the new Kill Team. Not played it yet. I heard the old one was pretty bad and pretty broken. But apparently the new one's pretty good. You want 2-hour games? Play faster. Yeah, I'll play nights, right? Absolutely. I know this is a 40k channel, but that Dominion box is calling me. I hope it stays in stock before I buy it. Well, they're selling fast, apparently. They keep telling us they're selling fast, so they might still be in stock. But we're a hobby channel. We're our 40k channel, but I am going to play some AOS next year. I'm thinking about doing a Liam Learn series and learning AOS, so, you know, stay tuned. Do you think that the old +1 and 0-1 hit unit limitations would help balance the game a bit more? 1+ and 0-1 unit limitations. We kind of have that, don't we? With the way that you have to set up detachments now, kind of have that, but I know what you mean. Maybe it would, but there's also the thought process around narrative armies as well, Gaz. Like, I like the idea. My old Elder army that I built ages ago, which I've stuck with today, was a Simhan army, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, because I did it with Dark Angels, I might get to use Wind Riders as troop choices for Simhan. I don't care about OBSEC for them. I just want to use them as mandatory choices, so I don't spend loads of command points to put my army together. If I don't get that, then I'm going to have to maybe think about doing a different Eldar force with lots of foot troops, because the bikes just become super expensive to run them. So I would like to be able to continue to run narrative lists that are also fun. And maybe that would stop me from doing that. So I don't know, it's a hard one, that one. What about alternating turn 1 command phase, turn 2 command phase, turn 1 psychic, turn 2 psychic, turn 1 shooting, turn 2 psychic shooting? I don't know. I'm not sure. Tie them up the roof stops motion sickness real quick. Tie them to the roof. That stops motion sickness really quick. Thought we could do that. Thought, yeah. So we're going to tie James to the roof now.
He'd love it.
He probably would.
Yeah.
Merge hit and wound rolls into one roll. That I think Bot Action kind of does that as well because he knows it's not worth his life. Never have I felt we are closer. We are, did Steve. It's a nice. I have a nice car, and he knows it needs to stay nice. Sitting in the front of the car helps to stop travel sickness too. I'm really interested in Stormcast for the dragons though. The dragons are glorious. I'm looking at the High Elves. They're not called High Elves, are they? They're called the Lumineth Realm Lords. They're the ones I'm interested in. Where are we? 5 minutes, team. So if you are in the Discord, because you're a member and therefore a hero, then in 5 minutes' time, we're going to end the poll on Codexes versus Codices, and we're going to go look at your stream models. So if you haven't posted in Discord yet with your stream models, get in there, show us what you're doing. If you want to know what the hell I'm talking about, you need to be in Discord. If you need to be in Discord, then exclamation mark Discord, but you can't do that unless you're a member. Exclamation mark member to become a member. Someone says hello from Russia. Hi, Russians are here. Look at that. And then she said something else about WhatsApp, but I don't know what it says because I don't speak Russian, so thanks. A psychic phase after combat would be interesting. So you're mixing the phases up. Maybe with psychic followed by shooting there is too much of that kind of range damage happening in one go. The strips are only a tenner. I think it seems to help a little. Oh, I'm not sticking straps in my car.
I want limits on units and detachments. So you can't just throw 3 of the same unit into one detachment, forcing decisions on army building.
So that is what the rule of 3 is though, Starry. So I'm not saying I disagree with you, but that is what the rule of 3 is. So before, when 8th edition launched, there was no rule of 3. So you could take as much of anything that you wanted. And stupid lists started very quickly. So they had like 4 Stormraven gunships, etc. So the rule of 3 came in because of that, and the rule of 3 was there to force unit choices. Having said that, when you have a maximum 3 fast attack slots in a battalion detachment, and you've got rule of 3, there's no real choice to make there. You just kind of, this is the best fast attack choice, I'm going to take 3 of them. So I get what you're saying. I don't disagree with you, but that is what the rule of 3 sort of did in the first instance as well. Cool, so is this real or a wish list for 10th, 9th? Only been about 5 minutes. My Psychic Awakening books have only been used twice. Nick, this is a wish list. There is nothing real right now. This is no bearing. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know what it's going to look like. This is just 10th edition. What do we want it to look like? It's only because I've noticed there's a lot of streams and videos and stuff. Lawrence from TTT did one recently. It's on his YouTube channel, not on his on demand, so go check it out, where they talk about the current state of the game. It was actually a really good video. Winters has done one recently, and it just got me thinking, rather than me tell you what I would like, which we did at the start, and Winters telling you what he wants and Lawrence tell you what he wants, what do you guys want to see? It's really interesting actually. There's quite a lot of variety as to things people would like to do to change up 40k. Gaz, got my first trip to the Factorum next weekend for a non-40k event. Really looking forward to seeing the place and the guys. It's a glorious place, Gaz. You'll really love it. Yeah, you've been to Factorum, haven't you?
It's definitely, you walk in there and the impression you get is that it's definitely somebody's dream realised. It's not just a building to play games. There's every little detail means something.
Yeah.
It's a really lovely place.
It's amazing. So you'll enjoy it, definitely. Charlie Thayer celebrates being a member for 2 months. Thank you for communities like yours and Valrax. We're back into 40k. Stop me from taking my life, myself and my family. Thank you. Thank you for supporting us, dude. If we can give you something back for being a channel member and supporting the channel and helping me go full time, then that's great. If you're getting something out of that, if the community means that much to you, then that's amazing. I'm really proud of it. I think it's a great place to hang out and chat and talk 40k and share jokes and take the piss out of each other and rip on Umbra's Night Lords. So, yeah. And then Plague of Shallows, I have nothing to add but free chat. You get a free chat for being a Jarl for 4 months. A Jarl as well. Hero. 10th edition is too early in my honest opinion. I think I want them to experiment with the Warzone a bit more. I like the concept and having those as rules plus supplement is nice. I think Armies of Renown are close. So yeah, I agree with you. So I don't want 10th edition for another 2 years. maybe even longer, 3 years. I think get all the 9th edition codexes out, let the game settle, use supplements, campaigns, narrative stories to give us varieties in missions and ways to play, and maybe some extra rules here and there, not pages and pages of rules that break the codex, but bits and pieces here and there, drip fed. But I would have also not done war zones until all the codexes were out, in my opinion. I would have had no issues with the AdMech rules and the Drukhari rules in Warzone if they hadn't came out when the books came out. That was fucking stupid. And the fact that other factions are still waiting for their codex. So, I agree 100%. But what this is about isn't that 10th edition's coming soon. It's about when 10th edition comes, what would you like to see? It'd be interesting actually to do this in another year's time, the same video in a year's time, and see if the things people want to see are the same. That'd be quite interesting to do. But I'll forget by then, so. Starius, I mean 3 of them into 1 detachment, so having 3 of some units means more detachments costing CPU. Interesting, okay. I like that. I would like to see Stratagems needing a Warhammer Plus sub to use instead of command points. Fuck off, because they probably would do that. They'd probably do that, wouldn't they? Toys for Tools, Dog.
Hot take. Night Lords are more interesting than Raven Guard.
I mean, anything Chaos is more interesting than Loyalists, right? Apart from Space Wolves. I think Waller has caught the tournament bug. He did alright, Darren, at the weekend as well. Waller went to No Retreat. He went to, was it No Retreat 10 or 11 this year? 10, I think. He picked up a SN award for his army, and he won 3 games, lost 2. He did okay. I'm glad he should get the tournament bug, because it's fun. Costello and Drop Pods in, sorry I'm late to the party. That's alright, we'll let you off, dude. Although we are about to go to stream models, so, you know. Orange Duck, I think they're doing Warzone wrong. Supplements should be like Armageddon or Iron Terror supplements where you had tons of new rules and armies to expand the game. Agree, absolutely. Have a GW in my hometown, 20 minutes walk away. Me and my mate used to get to train to Nottingham to buy minis just to get tanked up in Bugman's Hero. I wish I'd lived closer for Bugman's. I'd like them to simplify the game and not have the need for so many books. I shouldn't need to have a library to play a fun game with friends. Agree 100%. That's not a hot take, Vulcan. That's fact. Brilliant. Oh, amazing. Right. Okay. Right. Let's get this over here. Let's get Discord up. Boop. We're going to start with Alan. Oh no. Oh yeah. It's Alan Chapman's, which was last week. It was on Friday, but I don't think we showed them. Oh, we did show these ones, I think.
Shall I go and get my awesome model?
You want to get your Santa model out?
Yeah.
You can get your Santa model out if you want. So this is Discord team. You can go and get it. What's we talking through Discord? So this is Discord team, right? This, if you are a white name, you won't know what the hell this is. We're going to end the poll. Codex is 1, by the way. If you're a white name, you won't know what this is. This is the Liam Dempsey Discord called The Great Hall. And you'll notice that all the ranks for Discord are based on Viking names, etc. So, if you want to come and join us in the Great Hall, you have to become a channel member. It's £2, £2 English pounds a month, which is $3, I think. I don't know how much it's in dollars. Someone will put, I'm sure will tell me. And that gets you access to this Discord. You can, of course, subscribe at different levels and higher levels if you want to, and it massively helps me stay out of the factory come January next year when I finally leave my job. So if you do decide to become a channel member, you can also join the Discord server. You link your membership to Discord, and you then don't get booted out, and you can come and be involved, and we can show your models on stream on a Monday or Friday night, or when we do random streams, sometimes we dive in here as well. So we've got Matt Brooks has got 2,000 points of walls nearly done, and he showed us some of the basing from the walls here. These are Kit Bash Primaris, which is pretty cool. We'll save that one until right at the end, okay? Steve has got some bits from Firstborn Marines and green stuff for some more wolves. With very Viking themed, by the way, people. Just in case you were unaware. Very Viking themed. That's a fucking cool looking model, Steve. I like that pose quite a lot. Is that the original? Is that the Chaplin model normally? He's nice. I'm a real fan of him. Liking the big wolves on the backpack as well, and the pelt. And I like the skull. That's nice. The skull and the craziest. I'm a big fan of that. That's good. How is there more votes on the poll than likes on the video? Clearly they all think the video's shit, Des. Obviously.
Oh, you've got one dislike.
I've always got one dislike. It's fucking Valrak, probably.
Ooh.
Old spam rack. So Alan stuck some stuff on here yesterday. Some Ultramarines. I'm loving the plume in the middle there. That's not normal, is it? Is that a normal thing? Victrix guard in front of him. I'm loving the bright white snow base. That's quite cool. Good work.
Have you seen 13th Warrior, the Viking movie?
No. Is it recent or is it from 1942? Because if it's old, I'm not going to watch it. He liked Ultramarines when he was about 10. Reason being, I thought the Power Fist was the coolest weapon around. This guy having 2 made it a simple choice. So we've got some Calgar action in there. I do really like the snow bases. They're really nice. Some more work from Starias, who has got some more marine stuff. There's a lot of marines going on in this Discord server. Many marines. Oh, they're cool. That's a lot of marines there. They're really nice. We like those. Hurons, of course. You lot are now chatting in the stream gallery as well, look. My Warlord Knight Whip. Oh, so he's your Knight Warlord. That's fucking cool. That's done well. I like that. Big fan. Like the painted star on top as well. That's clever. I'm a big fan of that. And we've got more for him. I love the green. Big fan of the green. Evangelium is stream gallery every Monday and Friday. Yes, it is. Every Monday and Friday we show off the stream gallery. When the battle stimmers kick in. Fucking hell, you need to charge your phone, fella. Look at that. It's bad, that. Get that charged. Vulcan Liz, finish my destroyer squad. Vulcan, I'm a big fan of this army. I love the green down to the grey and the weathering. Big fan. And the red bolt pistols. That glow's good as well. That's a really nice glow on those, actually. Good work. Double pistols. Gunslinging. Love it. It's really nice. John, I'm going to ask Flores to rig the event in November so we get matched. Seriously, time we're ever going to get matched, mate. These are cool. The jump packs as well. Are they Reaver? No, they're just Are they just intercessors with the chest shaved? And so you've added all these studs. That's their quality. I'm a big fan of those. So here is John at work. Fucking they need a polish, don't they? Look at them. They're a mess. Scruffy fucker. I fear you are underestimating the sneakiness. Brilliant. You're going to be finished this whirlwind while watching the stream. Well, it's not much of a whirlwind right now, so I'm hoping we get to the bottom and it's got a turret on it, right? It's a really nice colour, orangey, reddy though. I like that. Is that airbrushed? It looks like it's airbrushed. Nice and smooth. Big fan of airbrushing base colours. Slow but steady Tigris progress. It's good progress at least. I kind of hate the head for the model though. Don't like this little bit just plonked on the top, but Tiggy on the whole is quite a cool model. So a lot of people use them for conversions as well, actually, which is quite nice. The pile of Nockamoranda terrain is being worked through, plus some Blood Bowl bits. I've never ever played Blood Bowl. Is it worth it? I missed your Dakar Jet. Where's your Dakar Jet? Is it right at the top? Let's go up for your Dakar Jet. Fuck me, that was on Friday you posted that. That's a nice big bright red though. It's like your Christmas red, Luce. It's not even ashamed. Right, let's get back to where we were. There you go, I found your Dakar Jet. We're not going to miss out your Dakar Jet. We're looking at some Blood Bowl models, which look cool. Never played Blood Bowl. And some Necromunda terrain, which also looks cool. Yeah, big fan. Whip Bollock Furnace. Oh, it's a good job though. I'm a big fan of the colours. But it is in fact a Bollock Furnace, you're right. You're not wrong there. Finish up my Sentinels and polish off another Russ. Guard are just so cool. Ministratum. Plasma Glow is really nice. Eradicator Cannon. Is that Eradicator Cannon or Nova Cannon? I think it's Eradicator Cannon. Don't see those often, that's cool. I love the Russ kit. Such a nice model. Whip Fleshmer, because one is just not enough. No, not when you compare CP to Heroic Intervenum 6 inches as well. That one's fucking gorgeous. Good work. I assume he's going the same way as that one. They're going to look really cool. Kitbash Primaris Vanguard vets for a custom chap to the Doom Claws. He's haircut. Can't see. That's the Raven Guard kit, isn't it, I think? See how nice and smooth that base coat is there?
Yeah, I know. I know, I appreciate all these little things.
They're really nice, man. I like those. They're cool.
I was impressed before, but now that just even putting like the red on and then turning it and going, I've missed an entire bit. It's still great.
So this is a Kit Bash Calgar converted to make my Gravis Chapter Master. He's cool. I love kit bashing. Love it. 40 CSM, 2 VC, 2 GP, Rubric Circus for Black Legion. Yes, I'm a paramedic. Much stuff to go though. I like the Venom Crawlers. Venom Crawlers are cool. Good work, dude. That's Paramedieval. Remember? From Paramedic from, I think, Friday.
Yeah. So we've got Ryan and Paramedieval.
Yeah. They've got their friends. Spent 10 hours painting today and feel like zero progress. My Swiftclaws, Lucas and Lord are progressing. Minx to 50. The Space Wolf blue you get on these and the yellow contrast is really, really nice though. And you've done Lucas, who's an actual Lucas, who's a fine cast model, so you're a fucking hero. So we'll let you off for if you don't feel like you've made much progress, because they all look really cool. The wolves look nice in the background. Those bikes are glorious. Good job. Good work. Good job. Ross has done some, I'm not even going to try and read that. Ross has done some Orc Commandos. Look at those yellow lenses. Nice and grotty looking orcs, they're cool. Are they the old? Is that the old Commando kit? Can't tell. Really nice, good work. Gaz is clean, built and primed, ready for my first try at airbrushing. Hope that counts for the gallery. It does. Anyone who builds Forge World models needs to be applauded because they're fucking shit. And these tanks are fucking sexy as well, so definitely counts. Definitely counts. Love those Russes. They just look so much cooler than normal Russes in my opinion. A half and half scheme. Ballsy move. Ballsy move, especially when one of it's white. Good job though. Nice bright red. Loving that. Soul Champ, my Blood Angel successor chapter yet to be named. The Contemptor is actually a Librarian Dread, still to find a good halberd for him. If you can pick up a halberd, or I don't think they're called a halberd, but it's a weapon from one of the Custodes Forge World Dreadnoughts, not the Galatus, the Achilles Dread. That's a good halberd for. That's how I built one of the Librarian Dreads for Sultan. It was with that kit. What's the splodges? Are the splodges for squad markings? Clever.
I have a totally off-topic question for Ryan and Paramedieval.
Yeah, well, Ryan's still in the chat.
Yeah.
I thought it was Paramedieval, isn't it?
So, I don't know if America are having the same problem as us, but we're having a small petrol problem with the panic buy-in, and there was a thing in the news last week about an ambulance that had to go to 3 different petrol stations before it could get petrol. And it made me wonder 2 questions. Number 1, why don't the emergency services have their own petrol pumps somewhere? And number 2, why are paramedics doing their own petrol? Surely that's cross-contamination.
No, what would it be?
Because what if you get petrol on your uniform and it stinks as well?
No. If the injury's that bad, then you put gloves on a... Nah.
Yeah, but even being a carer, sometimes the PPE was beyond reason, and then there's paramedics pumping their own petrol in uniform.
Ryan says we are friends through shared misery of working in healthcare.
Yeah,
Talking of healthcare,
made me ask.
we have an apothecary. The nice white shoulder pad. Back on topic. That's a cool model. I think that's one of Waller's favourite models. We love that model. Good work. A Judas. Jesus, you just put fucking loads in. Judaseer. That's an evil looking face. That looks cool. Big fan of that. There's a comment in chat that says Loose for President. Plague Guard Captain. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone put the fucking Necron on the base. Plague Guard Lieutenant. Good work with the custom chapter they did. Moog has been painting again. Thought tonight was about motted desert camo cloaks. That's really nice though. That sandy brown is really nice. Moog's got some skills.
Police have their own petrol pump.
The army do.
Why don't paramedics?
Working on more Space Wolves. Bit of pre-shading there, pre-highlighting. Like that. Like that. The shades going in. Super bright scheme then, I guess. Loving the heads. Very wolfy. So all you need is a good head. Didn't respond. Don't be sorry for sharing this. This model's really, really cool. I'm loving the custom painted stars on them as well. They're really good. The splodges off the squad markings. Cool. Was it this? Back to painting this bad boy after the weekend. I love this model so much. It just oozes power on it, and let me know what you think. The thing is, Waller, right, is I could actually show the model if you really want me to fuck you over. So, you know, trying to be funny and all that. Waller's painting a model that he can't show. Fucking just wanted to show off about it, didn't he? Was it this? It was. It wasn't far off that, though, was it? It wasn't far off. That's the problem. Pick this up, the kill rig. I don't know how I feel about this model. I can't decide whether I love or hate it. This is I think this is definitely a Marmite model, to be honest with you. Definitely a Marmite model. This one here, some more Templars. Must be super excited about the new ones coming out. Love it. Cool Waller OTs, which he is, yes, absolutely. But how many fucking... We're going to have to start doing a separate, just fucking stream, hobby stream. Oh my god, have you not seen... How have you not seen 13th Warrior? How are you not a member? There you go, right back at you. Been working on getting the Tiger Shark ready to paint. That's a big old unit, isn't it? Again, cool model though. Infamous Dorkman with his tanks. I really, really, really love the repulsor hover tanks that Marines have got now. I just fucking adore them. Why do you love and hate the kill rig from Play On? I'm just not sure whether I think it's a cool model or it's a stupid looking model. I can't decide. I just can't. Some days I look at it and go, yeah, it's suitably fucking weird and 40k, I love it. And some days I look at it and think, nah, it just looks stupid and there's not really much thought gone into putting that together. But hey, Praetorian Trading Company nearly finished, plus Scion List, Necromunda Kit Bash. Also got cards made for when I play against people. Paul's on lots of Necromunda Kit Bashing as well for his Hive Militia. Super cool stuff. Super cool stuff. Stony Strikes, the painting skills are great. I have no idea how you guys get so good. Practice, keep trying, learning from others. Lots of tutorials. That's how I got to where I got to. These cards are fucking cool, by the way. That's nice. One for you, Luce.
No.
No, she's not doing it, Talk. She's not doing it.
You're kicking the arse out of it now.
They want it every night.
Funny.
They want it every night, alright? This week's efforts. Craftworlds, you're my fucking hero. R.R. Grimnar, Space Wolves and Craftworlds. We're going to get on, mate. He's cool. Cool looking Exarch. Autarch, sorry. Loving the purple robes. They're really nice. The wings look cool as well. Good work, dude. Yeah, big fan. Ryan's putting loads of stuff in the chat about fuel, so you can read that.
Yeah, I'm reading it. I just didn't want to interrupt.
Yeah, don't.
I just think it's... I saw on
Oh,
telly,
she's going to anyway.
I'm going to go anyway. I saw on telly that, I can't remember which emergency service it is, but they have to clean, like hose down either the paramedic van or the police car. I don't know what fire engines do. But the fueling, maybe if you have to fuel your own ambulance, but then wouldn't that be I don't know, some kind of disciplinary if your ambulance runs out of fuel during a shift? Isn't it like a checklist thing to make sure the tank is good for the next shift? I don't know.
3D printing my own arms from Epsilon. They are really cool. That one there, I'm a big fan of. Yeah, they're cool. Good work. Progress so far on the Indomitors box set. Picking the right half at least of the Necrons. I've got a real thing for snow bases. Oh no, Discord's broke. Let's try again. Uh-oh.
They've come.
Let's try this one. Oh, no, it's alright. The Scarab's okay. We're gonna miss out on the character, I'm afraid. So Scarab's looking sweet. Murder buckets. I these bases. Some destroyers. I missed the blue glow on them as well. That's cool. Love some Necron action. Big fan of the Necrons. Big fan of the Necrons. Krieg is painted a Watchmaster. Good man. He looks nice. He looks cool. Spent a long weekend painting shoulder pads for Templars. White shoulder pads on black armour. Fuck that noise. That must have taken you ages. Good work. Redemptor. He looks cool. I assume that's a swap out. That's nice. Papa's Necron. Sorry, not good at photos or painting. These took me a long time, but I like them. Need to be painted. Don't ever be sorry for showing off your work at whatever stage you're at. The basing is phenomenal, by the way. That looks really nice. The gold's good. The green's strong. Never be sorry for showing off if you're not up to other people. Don't ever hold your standard against anybody else's standard. Whenever you're painting models, whatever you're doing, whatever level you're at, only ever compare the model you're painting against the last one that you painted. Don't go on to places like Instagram, where you fucking can't right now anyway. Don't go on to places like Instagram and compare yourself to the Wallers and the Rich Greys and the David Sopers of the world. Don't do that. That's fucking stupid. That's what I did. And then you just don't want to paint anything ever. Don't do that. Just look at your last model. Look at your next model. Did I make a slight improvement? Yes. That's all you care about. As long as it doesn't get... And even if it's the same and it's therefore consistent, consistency is also good. Only panic if it's worse. And then maybe put the beer down. But they are really nice. So be proud of them because they look really cool. And they're cohesive and they're a whole force on the tabletop. And some people don't get to that stage. So be proud. Dave says it's me. Fucking charming. And then at the bottom we've got Alan. So as you said, you like the snowy base. How about the cloaks?
Ooh.
Yeah, they're very icy. That's cool. That's really, really cool. Wonderful, you guys smashing the hobby out the park as always. So really impressive to see. Like I said, if you're watching this and you're not a member, you need to become a member to be involved in that. Play On have said, what are you working on hobby-wise? Well, I'm building up the wolves before they go away to Den of Imagination. And I'm painting a seer at the moment because I wanted to try blending the sword, which I'll show you in just a second. And I'm also doing a rescue of a Elder Revenant Titan that Winters broke a while ago. So my seer, I don't know if it's going to pick this up at all. Probably not. Oh, hang on, you can almost see the blended sword.
He's been going on about that sword all day. Yes, babe, it's very big.
There you go. Oh, it's hard to show you under this light. There's a picture of it on Instagram which you currently can't log into. So I've got him going on a different green jet bike because why not? That I've started highlighting with a airbrush. And then, as I said before, we are rescuing this thing that Winters broke ages ago and all the paint came off it because he smashed it to bits, which is a Revenant Titan, and then we'll get that nicely freshly painted up as well, good to go. And then we'll bring the Revenant Titan back to deploymentzone.tv. Excited! So that's what I've been working on. I've also got 2 impulsors that are being built, and another 3 Blade Guard that are being built, so lots and lots and lots of hobby progress. However, not the most impressive model of the weekend. Was it, Luce?
Sorry, say that again.
Not the most impressive model of the weekend.
What my one is?
Your one is going to be, yes.
Yeah, it's awesome.
She's not fucking paying attention, is she?
Sorry, I'm reading the chat.
Slowly Strikes says, definitely become a member. Best Discord I've joined. Thank you so much, hero. Sir Perry says, just joined your Patreon. Love your stuff, man. Are you, which one? If you want to join this Discord, it's a YouTube channel membership, I'm afraid. £2 though. You can come and jump in. Talk is off, night dude, so it's baby feeding time. Good to see you, man. Thanks for hanging out. Right. Hugo Merchant, who celebrated his channel membership, what's the word we're looking for? Anniversary tonight. Thank you so much. Also did an amazing thing. I'm sure it was Hugo. I'm sure it was Hugo.
You said Hugo.
It was his name on the box, wasn't it? That it was so he did a thing for Luce. So Luce, those of you that know, when we started these streams, when I very first started these streams, Luce wasn't involved. Over time, I convinced her to get involved because I think she's funny to listen to, especially when on Beer and Banter Night. Anyway, Beer and Banter Night is brilliant. So she decided that she was going to start trying to do some models. The florist gave her a start collecting box of 3 Space Marines in the paint kit, and we started to go through. You've been on the journey with us. You know the dramas with Corax White Spray. You know the issues that we've had. You know she's been painting 3 Space Marines and she's been painting them red. So she wants to do Christmas Marines.
Yay!
Which Lucy is a bit of a Christmas fan.
Little bit.
And when I say a bit of a Christmas fan, we're on the 4th of October, and I think if I gave her the chance, she'd put the tree up now. So,
Well, where would the drum kit go?
So Hugo bought and commissioned a kit bash and conversion specifically for Luce.
I'm very, 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 very impressed with the model on the whole, but I am extremely. I can't stop staring
at the sack.
Yeah, it sounds so perverted. I can't stop staring at the sack. But that's out of green stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know how.
So he had this done. Now I want you guys to pay particular attention to the reindeer antlers on the front of the wolves. If the camera will focus, which way do I need to turn it that way? That are custom made. Go on, grab it, camera. It's struggling, it can see my face.
Isn't it glorious?
Grab it, camera. This is the downside with using autofocus. Yeah, it doesn't like it. Maybe it's because it's too Christmassy. Maybe it's because my eyes are still in the shot. There we go. And it's because it can still see my eye, and it wasn't happy about seeing my eye. And he had this sack at the back there of presents. So he's quite literally made Logan Christmas here on the sleigh for Luce to use. It's really good.
It's amazing.
It's really impressive. So what I have also said to Hugo is at some point when the wolves are back from Den of Imagination, on one particular stream, I will use Logan Grimnar as Santa on stream when I'm playing Space Wolves, just to say a massive thank you to Hugo for getting this done for Luce. So the Santa Marines have their first model, and it is the mighty Santa Claus himself. I'm going to give this back to you.
Thank you.
She was very pleased with this. Very pleased with it. So, yeah. So Perry, Mobile let me join YouTube memberships. Really? That's odd. Why not? There's a link below where you can link on, you can exclamation mark member and link in here. It should let you do that. Guys think it's awesome, amazing, great sack, brilliant, brilliant. Thanks, Tashvindar. Amazing, fantastic work. I'm interested in seeing what Santa's rules are. He's Logan Grimnar.
I like that it's no more than a handful. I think that's what I like the most.
More than a handful's of waste, right?
Absolute waste.
Anyway, you fucking pack of legends. So, another incredible stream. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining us on the stream tonight. If you want to see more, if you want to hang out more, if you want to be more involved, there are a multitude of ways you can get more involved. Firstly, you can become a member of deploymentzone.tv, !DZTV in the chat, or look at the link tonight, what's been posting. That's our website. That's Winners and I's version of Warhammer Plus and better. So check out the DZTV. That's the best way to support both of us. There's also a Patreon linked to DZTV, which gives you full, unadulterated access to the DZTV Discord, and there is a massive, monumental size DZTV Discord there as well. You can, of course, become a channel member or super chat. They support me directly. That doesn't feed Winters, that just feeds my family. So massive, massive, massive thank you to all of you people that are members, to all you people that are super chatting. It is incredible, absolutely incredible. So thank you so much for all of your donations, all of your memberships. It means the world. If you are a channel member, you can join our Discord, as we've just shown that off, and people are all welcome to be in our Discord if you're a member, clearly. The community is amazing, actually. I've been super impressed. I've had loads of lovely messages about how good that community is, so, and it's all because of you guys that are in there. So thank you for making it such an awesome space. You can clearly come and keep hanging out with me on YouTube. So on Tuesday, tomorrow night, 7 PM UK time, I will be live at Mr. Vanguard Tactics. So Steve is playing Jake. It's Sisters versus Grey Knights. It's London Grand Tournament lists. And me and Mike are commentating. So you can come and hang out with us in the Vanguard Tactics stream, 7 PM tomorrow. Wednesday, Brom and I are likely to be going live from the studio here before we start live games next Wednesday. So we're just going to sit there, hang out with you guys, answer some questions, and talk, show you the studio, and talk about the new games that will be coming from Wednesday next week. Wednesday next week, we launch Battle Reports live on the channel against Mini Wargaming Dave, and then they will be every other Wednesday from there on out. And in between those Wednesdays, the other Wednesdays will be live in deploymentzone.tv. And then finally, Friday, everyone's favourite episode, everyone's favourite show, the Beer and Banter stream, 21:30 this Friday. And this Friday, we don't need to finish half an hour early because I'm not getting up at 5 o'clock to go to Belper. So this Friday will be 9:30 to 11, Beer and Banter, and bring your favourite beers. I'll get some more mead. We'll probably get half cut and chat bollocks and offend some people. Tends to be what we do. So, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight. I appreciate you all massively. I'm sure we'll see you in the next one. Luce, do you have a joke to talk us out?
No, I don't.
Oh.